Hi, this is Mike from OBR ADV Gear, and welcome to OBR in the Garage. Today I want to touch base a little bit on our tool storage options. Our tool storage also crosses over into what we call Workspace. And when I say Workspace, that means when you're out on the trail or on a trip, if you're having to do general basic maintenance or something like a flat tire occurs where you have to pull a wheel, you want to keep your space clean, and you also want to keep your tools somewhat organized, so that way you're not losing valve cores, valve caps, wrenches, whatever it is that you're having to use on the trail to implement that repair or maintenance. So to start with, what we have here, this is our tool pouch. This is roughly about a 5 by 13 single zippered pouch. It's got a number 10 heavy duty zipper here. The number 10 zippers work relatively well in dusty environments, but they don't plug up and jam up like a number 5 or number 8. Plus, they're just more resilient, and they're easier to clean as well with a little bit of soapy water. But came up with this pouch mainly because I needed some place to store tire irons, a pump. I think it's specifically one of those trail stands, and even a small saw for clearing branches and whatnot. On the back of the pouch, we've implemented just a real basic universal panel here for running strap through if you need to attach it somewhere. But my focus primarily was to have this sized and designed so that way it could actually go into a saddlebag or a dry duffel. And again, keeping this somewhat clean and secure, but it'll go interior or exterior, whichever your preference is. So that's our tool pouch. Our tool roll, and again, this is our version of a tool roll. Many of these are available out there. I think almost every company has their version of a tool roll, and this is going to be ours. And what's unique to this is, yes, it acts as a standard tool roll, but it's got a feature in here which again crosses over into that workspace topic. And what we've done for the strap for securing it is we have one extended length of one wrap hook and loop, and again we like to use one wrap in a lot of areas because it's convenient and easy to get. But we've attached a G hook on here. That G hook you can unclip, need be, and set that aside, and then you can open up your tool roll. Again, this measures, I believe it's 11 inches by about 17. You have your flap here. That flap opens up. The flap is here to retain any wrenches or whatever you might have in these 6 slots down here and again, going from small to large. You have a bellowed pocket here for loose items, sockets, whatever it might be. Again, that's zippered. Now, when we start talking about workspace and where is our tool roll different than everybody else's, it's this flap. Again, you're on the trail, you have a flat, you need to pull the wheel. You don't want your hub to be sitting in dirt because the grease and everything in your hub is going to collect all that dirt. You remove that flap. And you set that flap on the ground. Now that gives you a spot to basically place that hub while you're popping the bead to go around and change that tube or whatever it might be. When you're done, simply put this back into position here, and then again it's back into position to keep those wrenches and everything back in place. Roll it back up. Strap with the G hook, clip it, run it around. Actually, we'll go this way. There, and that's our tool roll. So, again, what makes ours unique is the option to detach that flap and use that as a workspace implement. So that's our tool roll. Next up, and again, this one is going to be more specific to workspace. There's no storage option with this. And again, if you're on a dual sport and you're running tubes and you get a flat and you need to pull the wheel, or if you're having to do just general maintenance for something, this is what we call our flat mat. One wrap. This is a 24-inch by 24-inch pad that you can lay out with a centralized reinforced pad area for you can lay your wheel on here. And again, this is going to keep your hub and everything clean and free from dirt that you might pick up, as well as having some slotted storage areas here that you can basically put your tools into, while you're completing that repair. So that way, you're not losing your your valve core, your valve cap, your wrenches, or whatever it might be. That all happens in the heat of the moment when you're on the trail and you're trying to get something fixed really quick, and then you lose your wrench, or if you just can't find all your tools because they're laying out somewhere. This helps keep that somewhat, again, organized and clean. So this is a Workspace implement. Yeah, you can come up just a piece of tarp or whatever and do this on your own, but this obviously won't be as cool as what we've created here at OBR. So again, this is our flat mat. And this piece here is solely intended for workspace environment and to help keep you somewhat cleaned and organized when you're doing your maintenance and your repair. These also double really well as a changing pad when you're putting your boots on in the morning. If you've got a camp shower set up, you can use this as a pad to stand on, and then I also use this as a entry mat into my tent. So again, multifunction, has a lot of different use. When you're done with it, you just fold it back up. It folds up nicely around that center pad. Just bring that back up. Fold it, you take your one wrap, and then you wrap it up. And again, that's our flat mat. So in recap, what we have here for tool storage and workspace, we have our tool pouch system for basic storage. We have our tool roll and our flat mat. So all these items are available on our website at www.obradvgear.com. And again, remember, at OBR, we build products that'll get you there and back. So thanks for joining me today, and I'll talk to you again soon. Thanks.